Now that we have the leader created, we need to create a channel associated with that device. I'm going to take the PBR clone URL from the new device, and I'm going to the channels view, add new, and in here I'm going to paste the PBR URL, and I will set the same name for the channel. I will set leave this two options on default, and I will explain later what they do. In here we have the start release offset, and basically this is an amount of time that is going to happen between the moment that we push something to the leader and the channel start to deploy that revision to all the devices on the fleet. And maybe we need, I don't know, 10 minutes after push something to the leader in order to say, okay, I need to cancel this. For now, I don't want anything there. You can leave it empty if you want, but I put in 0 seconds. Then the release duration is the minimum amount of time that the server is going to take to deploy to all the devices on the fleet. Right now we are going to have 2 of them, and basically I can say, well, I wanted the deployment to last 5 minutes, and therefore because I have 2 is going to do one, and then 5 minutes later another one. But if you have 100, it's going to try to split the 5 minutes in the 500 devices. But because it's a minimum amount of time, maybe if there is too many for 5 minutes, it's going to take longer than 5 minutes. But that will depend on the amount of time the devices that you have, but you can put, I don't know, 12 hours. And the rollout is going to try to deploy in all the devices in a window of 12 hours. I would put 5 minutes right now, something like that, in order to see it work. Then we have the PBR URL, that is the source of the channel. And then we can set up the requirement levels. That means that any device that doesn't have these labels is not going to be able to be assigned to the channel. The labels on Fleet are basically the same, a match from the device meta and the user meta, that is the configuration here. Therefore, I will set like one requirement is that the device meta architecture should be an Arch64 device. That means I cannot push these containers to a 86 device or an MD64 or an MIPS, whatever other architecture is, cannot be in this channel. And then we can have a selection channel, and that's the way that the devices are going to be automatically assigned to the channel. And in this case, it's going to be a user meta, and I will say something like fleet channel equal, and the name of the channel could be anything, but for me this is the labels that are used to select what devices are going to be on the channel. And with this we have the channel created. Doesn't have any device now, because none of my devices has that user meta that I put for the selection. Yeah. And the channel have only one release, that is the initial content of the device when we did the PBR device create.